الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وبعد.
The Sheikh, he started off by praising Allah and sending Salaah and Salam upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his family and his companions, and he said after which
وصلنا عند الأصل الثاني من الأصول الستة العظيمة المفيدة التي ذكرها الإمام محمد رحمه الله تعالى.
He says we have reached to the second usul that are the beneficial principles, the magnificent beneficial principles that were mentioned by the Sheikh Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab rahimahullah.
ولنتذكر أن الأصل الأول هو إخلاص الدين لله، وأن ذلك بينه الله بيانا شافيا وبين ضده وهو الشرك.
And he said we should remember that the first principle was the tawheed of Allah, and that Allah had clarified it, a complete clarification, and as well as its opposite, which is shirk.
الأصل الثاني أمر الله بالاجتماع في الدين ونهى عن التفرق فيه.
He said the second fundamental is that Allah commanded that with unity in religion and forbade separate or divisioning therein.
المناسبة بين الأصل الأول والأصل الثاني أن الاجتماع في الدين وترك التفرق سبب عظيم من أسباب إظهار التوحيد وإقامته.
The connection between the first principle, which is tawheed, and the second one, which is unification in the religion, is that by being together in the religion and not separating is from the most beneficial ways of showing openly this tawheed.
قال رحمه الله فبين الله هذا أي هذا الأصل بيانا شافيا تفهمه العوام.
So he said rahimahullah that Allah has clarified this a complete clarification, i.e. this principle, a clarification that is understood by the general masses.
ونهانا أن نكون كالذين تفرقوا واختلفوا قبلنا فهلكوا.
And he forbade us that we be like those who separated and differed before us and were destroyed because of.
وذكر أنه أمر المسلمين بالاجتماع في الدين.
And he mentioned that he had commanded the Muslimin that they be unified in the religion.
ونهاهم عن التفرق فيه.
And he forbade them from dividing therein.
ولنأخذ الآن هذا الذي ذكره الإمام من أن الله جل وعلا بين الأصل الثاني بيانا شافيا في القرآن من وجوه متعددة.
And he said, so we're going to take now the fact that, with the statement of the Imam, that he said Allah had clarified this complete clarification.
رقم واحد أو الأول أن الله سبحانه وتعالى خاطبنا بصيغة الجمع.
He said, so the first thing that we need to understand is that Allah addressed us in the plural form.
وأكثر العبادات إنما تقام على صورة الاجتماع.
And the most of the forms of worship are established in the form of unity.
أقيموا الصلاة.
Or a plurality, like establish the salah.
وأمرنا أن ندعو لا لأنفسنا فحسب بل ولإخواننا من المسلمين فقال اهدنا الصراط المستقيم.
And he commanded us to not just simply make dua for ourselves, but also for our brothers from the Muslimin also. So he said, the translation of which is guide us to the straight path.
ثانيا أن الله سبحانه وتعالى أمرنا باتباع المنزل.
Secondly, Allah has commanded us with following that which was sent down.
ونهانا عن اتباع الأولياء والأهواء.
And he forbade us from following the awliya or our desires.
الأولياء المقصود به هنا المحبوبات.
And the word awliya, what is intended by it here, is those things that are loved.
وذلك لأن اتباع المنزل سبب عظيم من أسباب الاجتماع في الدين.
And that is because by following that which was sent down is from the greatest of ways of coming together in the religion.
والعمل بالمنزل سبب عظيم من أسباب العصمة عن التفرق.
And following that which was sent down is from the most greatest of ways of being protected from dividing.
من التفرق. سبب عظيم من أو عصمة من التفرق.
It's from the greatest things that will protect us from being divided.
فينبغي علينا إذن أن لا نختلف في أمور ديننا.
So it's important for us, therefore, to not differ in the affairs of our religion.
وأن ندعو الناس إلى الاجتماع في الدين.
And that we call the people to be unified in the religion.
ولننظر إلى بعض العبادات كيف أنها تأمرنا وترشدنا إلى ذلك.
And we're going to look at some of the acts of worship. How do they command us and point us to this?
فجعل الله شعار المسلمين في جميع أقطار العالم الأذان وهو ألفاظ لا تختلف.
And so Allah made from the characteristics of the Muslims in every land the adhan, and that is a statement of words that don't differ.
وأمرنا بالصلاة في بيوته في أي مكان كنا وهذا سبب عظيم من أسباب الاجتماع.
And he ordered us with making salah in his houses wherever we were, and this is from the most greatest of means of being unified.
وأمرنا بإخراج الزكاة مواساة للمسلمين وهذا سبب لتقوية الصلات والروابط حتى لا نتفرق.
And he ordered us with giving zakat to make the other Muslims equal to us, and this is from the things that strengthen the ties and the connections between us.
وأمر الله بالصوم في شهر معين حتى يكون ذلك إحساسا منا بالتآلف والترابط.
And he ordered us with fasting in a particular month, so that will be taken as a way of gathering us together.
وفي الحج تظهر الصورة الاجتماعية على الدين لكل ذي عينين.
And in Hajj, then the visualization of this unification of the Muslims is apparent for everyone who has two eyes.
ولو نتأمل على بعض الصور المخصوصة
And if we were to ponder some specific examples,
فنجد أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم توضأ ثم قال من توضأ نحو وضوئي هذا.
So we observe that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he made wudu, and then he said, whoever makes wudu like this my wudu.
وصلى وقال صلوا كما رأيتموني أصلي.
And he prayed and he said, pray as you see me praying.
وحج وقال خذوا عني مناسككم.
And he made hajj and he said, take from me your pilgrimage actions.
وأقام الصلاة من الليل وصام بعض الأيام وتزوج النساء وقال من رغب عن سنتي فليس مني.
And he prayed in the night and he fasted some of the days and he married women and he said, whoever is opposed to my sunnah, then he is not from me.
فهذه صور متعددة في الدلالة على أهمية الاجتماع في الدين.
So these are a lot of different examples about how it is important to be unified in the religion.
بل الذي لا شك فيه ولا مرية أن الإنسان لا يستطيع أن يعبد الله على وجه الكمال والتمام إلا مع الاجتماع والألفة.
And from the things that there's no doubt about it and no argumentation is that a person will not be able to worship Allah completely without this type of unity or unification.
كيف تصلي جماعة إذا كنت وحدك؟ ما تستطيع.
So how can you pray in a congregation if you were praying by yourself? This is not possible.
لمن تؤدي الزكاة إذا كنت لوحدك في مغارة؟
Who would you give zakat to if you were by yourself and the out in a cave?
كيف تصلي الجمعة والأعياد إذا لم تكن هناك جماعة؟
How could you pray Jumu'ah or the congregational prayers if there was no congregation?
إذن الإسلام في صور تشريعاته يدعونا إلى الاجتماع في التعبد وينهانا عن التفرق.
So therefore Islam in its legislations, it calls us to being unified in our worship and it forbids us from being divided.
وحتى لا نختلف فإن الله جل وعلا جعل لنا قدوة واحدة.
And so that we wouldn't differ, Allah made for us one leader or one example.
مع المكانة العالية للصحابة الأجلاء.
Even though the Sahaba, they had high levels and ranks.
ومن بعدهم من الأئمة الفضلاء.
And likewise those after them from the honored leaders.
إلا أن الله جعل وأمرنا أن نقتدي بمحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم فقط.
All of this in spite of the fact that Allah ordered us to only follow and commanded us with following the messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam only.
وذلك لأن من بعده صلوات الله وسلامه عليه وإن كان إمام هدى وعلم تقى إلا أنه يمكن أن لا يتمثل الدين كله.
So, and that's because that no matter that those who come after him, no matter who they were, it's possible that they made mistakes.
ولما كان الخلفاء الراشدون يمثلون هذا الدين كلا قال عليكم بسنتي وسنة الخلفاء الراشدين.
And also since the Khulafa al-Rashidun, they as a whole implemented this religion completely, then he said, and upon you is my sunnah and the sunnah of the Khulafa al-Rashidin.
الاجتماع في الدين لا يتم لنا إلا بأن نجعل هيئات أعمالنا وأفعالنا التعبدية على الهيئة والصورة التي أمرنا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم.
And so this unification in the religion is not completed except that we make the outward appearance of our actions and our worships and things like that as unified.
رأيت رجلا اهتدى من التصوف إلى السنة.
I saw a man who was guided from Sufism to the Sunnah.
فسألته عن سبب هدايته فقال
So I asked him about how he was guided, and he said to me,
دخلت مسجدا فرأيت الناس يصلون وكأنهم رجل واحد.
I entered into a masjid and I seen the people praying, and it was as if they were one person.
جميعهم وضعوا قدمه بقدم صاحبه ملاصقا وكتفه بكتف صاحبه ملاصقا لم يتقدم أحد ولم يتأخر.
So all of them put their feet next to the foot of the other person as if they were one, and their shoulders next to the shoulder of the other person as they were one, and none of them went ahead of any of the others, nor were any of them lagging behind.
وجميعهم أيديهم على صدورهم.
And all of them, their hands were on their chest.
يقول فجذبتني هذه الصورة فتأملت فيها.
So this type of visualization I had, it pulled me, and I pondered about it.
وقد دخلت مساجد كثيرة ولم أرى هذه الصورة.
And I entered into a lot of different masajid, and I didn't see this type of example.
قال فشرح الله صدري للسنة.
So Allah opened my chest towards the sunnah.
ومن هنا نفهم معنى قول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إنما جعل الإمام ليؤتم به.
And from here we understand the statement of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that verily the Imam was appointed to be followed.
وقال لا تختلفوا على إمامكم.
And he said, don't differ with your leaders.
وقال عليه الصلاة والسلام لتسون صفوفكم أو ليخالفن الله بين قلوبكم.
And he said, you're going to definitely straighten your rows, or Allah will differ between your hearts, cause difference between your hearts.
ولهذا إذا دخلنا المسجد ورأينا رجلا يصلي وهو متقدم أو متأخر أو بعيد، أو أنه يضع هذا يده تحت الصدر وهذا يضع يده لا يضع يده وهذا كذا، فنعلم أن قلوبهم فيه نوع اختلاف.
So for this reason, when we enter into the masjid and we see that this person is praying ahead of the people, or this person is praying behind the people, or this person is putting his hands up here and this person is putting his hand down there, then this necessitates that there be some type of differing between them.
أمر الله بالاجتماع في الدين. الصورة أو الثالثة ولا الثانية خلصنا. الثالثة أن الله جل وعلا أمر بالاجتماع باللفظ الصريح.
He said, thirdly, Allah has ordered us to be unified with the direct statement.
وهذا في كتاب الله جل وعلا في مواضع متفرقة.
And we find this in the book of Allah in a lot of different places.
وبألفاظ جلية واضحة.
And with clear, obvious statements.
مثل قوله تعالى: واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا.
For example, the statement of Allah, which is translated to mean, and hold fast with the rope of Allah all together and don't be divided.
واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا. كل إنسان يفهم العربية يفهم معنى هذه الكلمة.
And so this ayat, anyone who understands the Arabic language, he understands this verse.
ومثل قوله تبارك وتعالى: أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول وأولي الأمر منكم.
And likewise the statement of Allah and obey, the translation of which is obey Allah and obey the messenger and those in authority amongst you.
ومثل قوله تبارك وتعالى: وإذا جاءهم أمر من الأمن أو الخوف أذاعوا به ولو ردوه إلى الرسول وإلى أولي الأمر منهم لعلمه الذين يستنبطونه منهم.
And the statement of which, when it's translated to mean, when it comes to them a situation of safety or fear, they spread it, and if they were to return it to Allah and His Messenger, it would have been extracted into the people of authority from them. They would have extracted it from it, those who understood it.
رابعا أن الله جل وعلا نهانا عن التفرق باللفظ الصريح.
And fourthly, Allah has forbade us from dividing or separating with direct statements.
قال: واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء فألف بين قلوبكم فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا.
The state that he said, mentioned a verse, the translation of which, and remember the bounty of, or the pleasure or the favors of Allah upon you when you all were enemies. So He gathered between your hearts, so you became with the ni'matillahi, with the blessing of Allah, brothers.
وقال: ولا تكونوا كالذين تفرقوا واختلفوا من بعد ما جاءهم البينات.
And then he said, the translation of which is, don't be like those who have separated after it came to them the clear signs.
وقال: ولا تكونوا من المشركين من الذين فرقوا دينهم وكانوا شيعا.
And he said, the translation of which, and don't be like the mushrikeen, those who separated their religion and became groups.
وقد ذكر الله جل وعلا الاختلاف في القرآن على صورة الذم.
And Allah has mentioned the differing in the Quran and in a way of disparaging and dispraising it.
وهذا هو الأمر الخامس.
And this is the fifth one.
أن الاختلاف جاء مذموما في كتاب الله والاتفاق والاجتماع جاء ممدوحا.
That differing and disagreeing has become in the book as being dispraised, while Allah praised unification and coming together.
لما اختلف الصحابة رضوان الله تعالى عليهم في غزوة أحد.
When the Sahaba differed in the battle of Uhud,
اختلفوا في القول في المنافقين الذين رجعوا وتركوا القتال.
And they differed in the statement they should have about the hypocrites who returned from, they didn't go out to fight.
فذم الله تفرقهم في الحكم على هؤلاء.
So Allah blamed them in their differing about, their judgment about these groups.
ثم لما وقع القتال ولم يسمعوا قول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم، وهذا نوع من التفرق عن الدين، كان نصيبهم الهزيمة.
And then when the fighting started and they didn't listen, I obey the statement of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and this is a form of differing. It happened because of this that they were beaten.
والأمر السادس أن الله سبحانه وتعالى قد أخبرنا بأن أهل الكتاب تفرقوا تفرقا بينا.
The sixth point is that Allah has informed us that the people of the book have indeed differed, an obvious difference.
ولما كان شأنهم كذلك أرسل الله نبيه محمدا صلى الله عليه وسلم.
And since their affair was like this, Allah sent the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم.
هذه 6 أوجه في الدلالة على أن الله بين أهمية الاجتماع في الدين وحذر من التفرق.
So these are 6 different points of views that we can use to prove that Allah clarified that we should be unified in our religion and forbade us from differing therein.
والقرآن فيه وجوه أخرى أكثر من هذا مبين فيه هذا الأمر بيانا شافيا.
And the Quran, it has in it other than these points of view that completely clarify this issue.
بل إني لا أكاد أن أجزم وأقول لا توجد صفحة من القرآن إلا وفيها إشارة إلى أهمية الاجتماع في الدين أو تحذير من التفرق عنه.
He said, and verily, I might even say a statement without any doubt, and I would say that you won't find a page in the Quran except that in it somehow is a calling to being unified in the religion and a forbiddance from being separated.
وهذا إما بدلالة المطابقة أو بدلالة الالتزام أو بدلالة التضمن.
And this will either be done by way of direct, clear proving it, or by doing or proving it by way of what is necessary for something, or by what they call دلالة التضمن, or that it is encompassed inside of the proof somehow.
مثلا نفتح أول سورة في القرآن الفاتحة.
So for example, we'll open up the first surah in the Quran, al-Fatiha.
إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين بصيغة الجمع.
So the statement that is translated to mean you alone we worship and your aid we seek is in the plural form.
نأخذ مثال واحد من كل صفحة. الصفحة الثانية أول إيش؟ البقرة صحيح؟ الذين يؤمنون بالغيب. ما قال الذي يؤمن.
So he said we're going to take an example from every page. So we'll flip the page and now we have what's the first thing on this page? It's what? It's Baqarah. So what's on this page? The translation of which is those who have iman. And he didn't say the one who has iman.
الصفحة الثانية آمنوا كما آمن الناس. ما قال كما آمنا فلان.
And so he said the next page he says all of you, or the plural sense, have iman, and he didn't say just one person have iman.
الصفحة التي بعدها يا أيها الناس اعبدوا ربكم جمع.
The page after that, the translation of which, O mankind, worship your Lord. This is plural.
الصفحة التي بعدها الخبر عن بني إسرائيل وأنهم اختلفوا.
The page after this is the story or the information about the children of Israel and that they differed.
يا بني إسرائيل اذكروا نعمتي التي أنعمت عليكم وأوفوا بعهدي أوفي بعهدكم وإياي فارهبون.
And then he mentioned the verse that, "O children of Israel, remember my preference upon you and fulfill your contract with me, and I'll fulfill my agreement with you, and have fear of me."
لماذا ذكر الإمام هذا الأصل وجعله من الأصول الستة؟
So why did the Imam mention this asl and make it from the 6 of the fundamental principles?
إضافة إلى ما ذكرنا.
In addition to what we've already mentioned.
لأن الناس في زمانه وفي كل زمان بعد زمن الخلفاء الراشدين يرفعون شعارات للاجتماع ليست للدين.
Because the people in his time and in every time since the Khulafa al-Rashideen, they raised slogans for unification that is not the unification upon religion.
فهناك أناس وأشخاص يرفعون شعارات الاجتماع في الدين تحت شعارات زائفة.
So there are people that raise slogans that are not slogans of unification upon the religion, slogans that are zaifa, misguided.
وتحت عبارات مزخرفة.
Using beautified statements.
وتحت أشياء مستوردة.
And using imported or ideas.
وتحت أصول طينية.
And using fundamentals that are dirty or debased.
وتحت مصالح شخصية.
And based on their personal benefits.
وتحت سبل دنيوية.
And in regards to worldly paths and
وهذا موجود حتى في زماننا.
And this is present even in our own time.
إذا أردنا أن نجمع المسلمين لا يمكن أن نجمعهم تحت شعارات مستوردة كالديمقراطية.
So if we want to gather the Muslims together, it's not possible that we gather them in on those imported ideas like democracy.
ولا يمكن لنا أن نجمعهم تحت أقوال مزخرفة.
And it's not possible that we gather them upon these type of beautified statements.
مثل بعض الجماعات اليوم تجمع الناس، لماذا؟ قال نريد الخلافة الإسلامية، وهم أول من لا ينادون بالخلافة الإسلامية إذا مكنوا، بل ينادون بالديمقراطية.
And you ask the people why do they do this, and they say that we want this type of Islam to be established, but when they get established, and they're the first people that call to democracy.
ولا يمكن أن نجمع الناس تحت أصول طينية كالقومية أو البعثية أو العربية أو الفارسية.
And so it's not, we can't gather the people up on these basic ideas like Qawmiyya, like to be about your people, like nationalism, like be about your people, like, or being about Europeans or being about Arabs or any of these type of ideas.
أنت من أمريكا وهذا من فنزويلا وهذا من أوروبا وهذا من الجزيرة وهذا من مصر وهذا من الهند وهذا من باكستان وهذا من أفغانستان وهذا من العراق. كيف يمكن أن نرفع أحد هذه القوميات ونهمل الآخر؟ لا أحد يقبل، لكن الجميع عندهم استعداد ديني لأن يجتمعوا تحت راية لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله.
And so he mentioned a lot of different nationalities, and he said, so how is it possible that we would raise one of these nationalities and leave down the rest of them? This is not possible, but all of these different people, they have an acceptance and a readiness to follow under the banner of La ilaha illallah.
هل نستطيع أن نجمع الناس تحت راية حزبية؟
Is it possible that we gather the people under the flag of Hizbism?
ما يمكن، لأن هذه الأحزاب ترفع شعارات معينة، فبناء على ذلك هي تفرق ولا تجمع.
He said this is not possible because all of these groups, they carry different types of flags, so for that reason they're separated and won't be together.
كما قال الله جل وعلا: ولا تكونوا من المشركين من الذين فرقوا دينهم وكانوا شيعا كل حزب بما لديهم فرحون.
Like Allah said, the translation of which is
ولا تكونوا من المشركين.
And don't be from the mushrikeen, those that separated their religion and became groups. Every group with that which they had was happy.
الله يقول: فرقوا دينهم وكانوا شيعا كل حزب بما لديهم فرحون. هذا هو الواقع. لا يوجد حزب إلا وهو يقول حزبي هو أحسن الأحزاب.
So he mentioned the verse again, and he said, and this is the reality. You don't find any group except that they say that my group is basically where it's at.
ومن هنا نعلم أن اتباع المنهج السلفي هم على الحق.
And from here we understand that the followers of the Salafi minhaj are upon truth.
لماذا؟ لأنهم لا يدعون الناس إلى حزب معين، إنما يدعون الناس إلى حزب الصحابة قبل 1400 سنة.
He said why? Because they don't call the people to any particular group, but verily they call the people to the group of the Sahaba, the ones who were there 1400 years ago.
يدعون الناس إلى التمسك بالكتاب والسنة على ما كان عليه سلف الأمة.
They call the people to holding fast to the kitab and the sunnah upon that which was the salaf of this nation.
إذن يا إخوان لابد أن نعلم أن هذا الأصل عظيم، وأن نحذر من التفرق في الدين فإنه من أشد أنواع التفرق.
He says, so therefore, brothers, it's important that we know that this is a great fundamental principle, and that we take precaution against separating in our religion.
فإن قال قائل إن وجود الأحزاب المتعددة سبب من أسباب صحة وقوامة الدنيا.
So if a person says that verily the presence of all of these different groups shows us that the establishment of the world is correct,
نقول هذا ليس بصحيح.
We'll say that this is not correct.
بل إن وجود الأحزاب سبب من أسباب التفرق والتشرذم.
He said, but the fact that these different groups exist is the reason why we are separated and divided.
ونحن نعلم جميعا مضرة هذا الاختلاف بدلالة نصوص الكتاب والسنة وبدلالة الواقع.
And we know the harms of this differing based on that which we take from the Kitab and the Sunnah, as well as that which we see in reality.
بل لو نظرنا إلى واقع المجتمعات الكافرة لوجدنا أنهم لما كانوا أحزاب وجماعات كان بينهم من القتل والقتال والتشرد والتأخر ما لا يعلم مضرته إلا الله.
He said, so if we were to look at any of these Kafir societies, and because of that which they have from the differing, we find that they are fighting and killing each other and pushing each other away, that which only Allah knows about.
ثم لما صار لهم نوع اجتماع تحت راية أو تحت حزب وقلت الأحزاب والتفرقات عندهم حسنت أحوالهم.
And then after they start to fall under certain particular flags or certain particular parties or groups, then this type of differing that they had starts to become lesser.
كان الصحابة على قلب رجل واحد حتى جاءت باع ابن سبأ فوشوا في قلوب الناس الخروج على عثمان.
He said that so the Sahaba were all on one heart, as if they were one heart, until it came Abdullah bin Saba, and he started spreading lies amongst the people until they went against Uthman.
فبدأ بوادر التفرق في المسلمين.
And so this is where the separation started amongst the Muslims.
وكان ذلك سببا لتأخر نشر الدعوة في الأرض.
And this was a reason why the da'wah ceased to be as spread as it was in the land.
إذن القول بأن وجود الأحزاب صحوة عقلية هذا يمكن أن يقال إنه صحيح في المجتمعات الجاهلية، أما في مجتمع الإسلام فإن وجود الأحزاب تخلف ديني.
يقول صحوة تقدم. So he says, so therefore to say that the presence of all of these different parties and groups is a form of advancement, of intellectual advancement, then we say that this is incorrect, but instead that is the form of the fact that it's a devancement, and maybe it was true in the pre-Islamic stages, but nowadays that's not correct. It's a form of devancement or de-evolution. Degradation.
يمكن أن يكون صحيح.
Oh, said it's possible that it could be said it was true in the pre-Islamic time period.
فالاجتماع في الدين أيها الإخوة سبب عظيم من أسباب تقوية القلوب وتقوية الأمة وتقوية الصلات.
He says, so therefore, my brothers, that unification is one of the greatest reasons of the coming together and the unification of the hearts and the bodies and things like this.
قال رحمه الله ويزيده وضوحا ما وردت به السنة من العجب العجاب في ذلك.
And he says rahimahullah that it increases this in clarity that which has come in the sunnah from those things that are astonished about in this regard.
السنة فيها من الأمر والأحاديث والسنن الأقوال والأفعال والإشارات شيء كثير من أهمية الاجتماع في الدين وترك التفرق.
He says that the Sunnah, it has in it statements and stories and things that are plentiful about the importance of unification and not being divided.
بل لو أن الإنسان أراد أن يجمع كتابا في الأحاديث التي تأمر بالاجتماع في الدين وتنهى عن التفرق لصعب عليه ذلك من كثرتها.
So much so that if a person wanted to gather a book in the issue of the things that came about unification and not being divided, it would be hard for him to do so based on how numerous they are.
في أحد الغزوات اختلف المهاجرون والأنصار.
And one of the skirmishes, the Muhajirun and the Ansar differed.
فنادى الأنصار وقالوا يا للأنصار.
So the the Ansar, he called out and he said as a form of calling for help from his Ansari brothers.
والمهاجر نادى فقال يا للمهاجرين حتى ينصروا.
And the Muhajir called out and said the same type of call that was calling to request help from his brothers so that they couldn't help him.
لفظ الأنصار ولفظ المهاجرين من الألفاظ الشرعية ما كانت معروفة في الجاهلية.
This statement of Ansar or this statement of Muhajir are like Islamic wordages. These statements weren't known in pre-Islamic ignorance.
لكن هذا الاستعمال كان في غير موضعه خطأ.
But to use it in this type of usage at this time was a mistake.
ولذلك قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أبي دعوى الجاهلية وأنا بين أظهركم.
So for this reason, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, is this the pre-Islamic type of calling, and I'm amongst you?
وقال عليه الصلاة والسلام محذرا من الدعوات أو من النعرات الجاهلية قال دعوها فإنها منتنة.
And he said, as a way of warning and calling against these type of pre-Islamic ideas and calls, he says, leave them, because verily they are muntina, or like filthy.
النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول تركتكم على البيضاء.
The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says, I left you upon that which is white.
ليلها كنهارها.
Its night is like its day.
يعني بمعنى لا يوجد في بيانه ظلمة أبدا.
Meaning that it's not found in its clarification any type of form of darkness ever.
بل بيانه مثل ضوء الشمس وضوحا.
Instead, its clarity is like the clearness of the sun, and that's as obvious as it is.
وأنا أسألكم سؤال يا هشام، لو أن رجلا يمشي في النهار وفي الطريق حفرة فوقع في الحفرة، الناس يلومونه هو أو يلومون من حفر؟
He says, so I'm going to ask you a question, and he mentioned one of the brothers. He said, the man that's walking in the daytime and he falls into a ditch, are they going to blame him or the one that made that ditch?
نعم، يقولون له إن ضوء النهار واضح ألا ترى.
They're going to say to him, he's going to say, yes, they're going to blame him. They're going to say, verily the light of the day is obvious. Didn't you see that?
لكن لو كان في الليلة الظلمة وسقط في الحفرة للام الناس الحافر وقالوا لم لم يضع علامة.
But if it was to happen in the dark night and he fell into this ditch, they would blame the ones who made this ditch, and they would say, why didn't they put some type of sign there or some type of signpost there?
فالنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم شبه بيانه بالنهار الواضح.
So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam compared his or resembled his clarity to the obvious clear day.
فالذي يقع في حفر إبليس يلوم نفسه، لا يلوم الشرع ولا يلوم الدين ولا يلوم النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم، وليس له حجة عند الله.
So the one who falls into one of the ditches of the shaitan, then he needs to blame himself, and he should not blame the legislation, he should not blame the prophet, and he should blame himself.
والنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أخبر أن الاختلاف سيكون في هذه الأمة.
And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he informed us that differing would occur in this nation.
لكن هذا داء عضال.
But this is a
صعب العلاج.
It's a sickness that's hard to cure.
ومع ذلك أرشد إلى الدواء الناجع.
But at the same point in time, he pointed us to the cure that will succeed in it.
قال من يعيش منكم بعدي يخاطبنا فسيرى اختلافا كثيرا.
He said, whoever of you that lives after me, and he's addressing us, he says, then you will see a lot of disagreeing.
نحن أتينا بعد النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ونعيش هذا الاختلاف الكثير.
He said, we came after the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we live in this time of differing.
فهذا المرض الذي نعيشه ما علاجه؟ قال عليه الصلاة والسلام فعليكم بسنتي وسنة الخلفاء الراشدين المهديين من بعدي.
So he said this sickness that we live in, what was the cure for it? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says, so upon you is my sunnah and the sunnah of the khulafa al-rashidin.
لأن هذا سبب من الاجتماع، سبب للاجتماع.
Because this is a reason for being unified.
وأخبر عليه الصلاة والسلام أنه سيكون أمراء ظلمة وفسقة ومبتدعة.
And he informed us sallallahu alaihi wasallam that there would be leaders that would be oppressive and corrupt and innovators.
يعني ثلاثة أنواع من الحكام أخبر عنهم النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: ظلمة وفسقة وكفر ومبتدعة.
He said, and so there was three types of leaders that the Prophet informed us about sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There would be ظلم or oppressors, and corrupt ones, and innovators.
فقال للأنصار إنكم سترون بعدي أثرة.
And so he said to the Ansar that you all will see after me that you've been preferred, that others have been preferred over you.
وهذا إشارة.
Those who withhold the money and not give it, the leaders that will take the money and not give it to the people.
Okay, he said that
يأخذ الأموال ولا يدفعه لأصحابها وأهلها.
He said that you will see those who will take, the leaders that have oppression, they'll take money and not give it to those who deserve it.
نشرب الشاي عشان صح.
حسن يعني يصعب علي أحفظ كل شيء حتى أترجم.
ما تبغى الشاي؟
لا أقوله يعني حتى تقل علي لو سمحت حتى يعني أفهم كل ما تقول حتى أترجمه عشان كثير حتى أنسى.
طيب أبشر. ومع ذلك قال للأنصار اصبروا حتى تلقوني على الحوض.
And in spite of that, he still said to the Ansar that be patient until you meet me at the Hawd.
وأخبر عن الحكام الفسقة فقال إنه سيكون أمراء تعرفون وتنكرون.
And he informed us about the corrupt leaders, and he said that there will be leaders that you dislike, that you like, you recognize some of what they do, and you disapprove of some of what they do.
عفوا هؤلاء مبتدعة تعرفون وتنكرون يعني عندهم شيء من الدين وشيء من البدع.
He said, I'm sorry, these were the innovators. He said they have some things that are from the religion and some things that are innovative.
فماذا أمرنا؟ فقال من أنكر فقد برئ ولكن من رضي وتابع ولم يأمرنا بالخروج عليهم.
He said, so what did he inform us to do? He said, whoever disproved this, then he is free. But whoever follows and is happy with that, and he didn't command us to do khuruj against them or to go against them.
وأخبر عن الحكام الفسقة فقال إنه سيكون أمراء يؤخرون الصلاة عن وقتها.
And he informed us about the corrupt leaders, and he said, verily there will be leaders who will delay the salat till after its time.
ومع ذلك أمرنا أن نصلي الصلاة في الوقت ونصلي معهم نفلا.
And he, at the same point in time, he ordered us that we should pray the salat during its time and pray with them as a form of voluntary prayer.
بل أخبر النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم أنه سيكون حكام وأمراء وسلاطين وربما يكونون كفارا.
And even so much so that the Prophet ﷺ, he informed us that there will be rulers and leaders and kings that they might even be kuffar.
فأخبر أنه سيكون أمراء فقال لما قاله الصحابي أفلا ننابذهم بالسيف قال لا إلا أن تروا كفرا بواحا فيه عندكم من الله برهان.
And so when they said this, and the Sahaba asked him, do you advise us to get them out with the sword? And he said no, unless you see in them clear kufr, that you have some type of evidence with the law against them.
كفرا بواحا فيه إشارة عندهم كفر لكن غير ظاهر.
And he's saying that it has to be kufr bawad, it has to be obvious kufr, because of course they have some kufr, but it might not be obvious.
وفي حديث حذيفة في صحيح الإمام مسلم قال قلوبهم قلوب الشياطين.
And in the hadith of Hudayfa that's in Sahih Muslim, he said their hearts are the hearts of shaitan.
وهذا يدل على شدة ما هم فيه من المخالفة للشرع.
And this shows about the severity about that which they were on from going against the legislation.
ومن قرأ كتاب الإمام مسلم رحمه الله كتاب الإمارة وجد من هذا النوع من الأحاديث الآمرة بالاجتماع في الدين والتفرق شيء كثير.
And whoever reads in the book of Muslim the chapter of rulers, then he'll find from this issue of leadership and differing something that is plentiful.
بل إن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قد كره الاختلاف في المسائل الفقهية.
So much so, and even the Prophet ﷺ used to dislike that we disagree in issues of Islamic law.
لما أمر أصحابه أن يتحللوا في التمتع في الحج.
And so when he commanded his companions that they should do tahleel, that they should basically, they should come out of their state of ihram in hajj.
فلما رأى ذلك رأى أن بعضهم امتثل الأمر وبعضهم لم يمتثل غضب عليه الصلاة والسلام.
So when he saw this and he saw that some of them acted upon his command and some of them didn't, he got angry sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
ولما أراد بعض الصحابة الوصال في الصوم غضب عليه الصلاة والسلام.
And when some of the Sahaba wanted to do that continuous fasting, he got angry sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
فهذا يدلنا على أنه مهما استطعنا فينبغي أن نجتمع في دين الله وألا نتفرق.
So this proves to us that as much as we're able to, we should be unified in the deen and not differ.
ومن هنا قال العلماء على ضوء قول النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يا عائشة لولا أن قومك حديث عهد بكفر لهدمت الكعبة وبنيته على قواعد إبراهيم ولجعلت له بابا.
And from this reason, the scholars say, in light of that which the Prophet ﷺ said to Aisha, if it wasn't for the fact that your people were new out of disbelief, I would have I would have destructed the Kaaba and rebuilt it upon the foundations of Ibrahim, and I would have made for it 2 doors.
ولجعلت له بابين باب يدخل منه الناس وباب يخرج منه الناس.
And I would have made for it 2 doors, a door that the people could enter in through it and exit out through the other door.
فتأمل أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ترك شيئا محبوبا إلى نفسه لأجل الحفاظ على قلوب الصحابة لأن هذا الأمر ليس بواجب.
So look at how the Prophet ﷺ left something that was beloved to him in order to preserve the unification of the hearts of the Sahaba, because this is something that wasn't necessary.
وينبغي علينا أن نتفقه في هذه المسألة. يجوز للإنسان أن يترك بعض المستحبات لأجل تأليف قلوب المسلمين.
And this is a point that is important that we pay attention to, that it's permissible for the person to leave off some things that are beloved and in order to gather between the hearts of the Muslims.
ولكن مع بيان أن هذا الذي ترك سنة وثابتة.
But he should clarify that the thing that he left was something that was from the Sunnah and established.
ولكن لا يجوز للإنسان أن يرتكب البدع والمحدثات والمحرمات لأجل تأليف قلوب الناس.
But it is not permissible for the person to take on some type of innovation or some of the things that are forbidden or haram in order to bring the hearts of the people together.
ولا يجوز ترك شيء من المفروضات والواجبات بحجة اجتماع الناس.
And it's not permissible for him to leave off anything that is obligatory with the argument saying that I'm trying to bring the hearts together, the hearts of the people together.
وأيضا ينبغي أن نعلم أن إذا تركنا أمرا مستحبا لأجل تأليف قلوب المسلمين أن لا يكون هذا الترك كليا.
And it's also important that we pay attention to the fact that if we leave off some of these things that are mustahab or that some of these things that are liked or recommended, that we shouldn't leave that to bring the hearts of the people together, then we shouldn't leave them off altogether.
وعلى كل حال فبقدر تمسك المسلمين بالكتاب والسنة بقدر ذلك يكونون مجتمعين.
And in any situation, with the amount of things that you can hold on to from the Sunnah, then upon that amount be unified.
وبقدر بعدهم عن السنة يكونون متفرقين.
And with the amount of that they leave from the Sunnah, that is the amount that they will be divided.
ولعلنا نكتفي بهذا ونكمل إن شاء الله يوم الأحد بهذا الأصل. وصلى اللهم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.
And maybe we'll stop at this and we'll be suffice with this until Sunday, and we'll finish this fundamental.
أحد عنده سؤال؟
Does anyone have any questions?
نعم.
Some people give an example of the story of Musa and Harun to say that sometimes for the sake of unity you have to give up the dawah against shirk.
نعم. ترجم.
No.
لا عشان
Oh, yeah. So the question asked that some people use the story of Musa and Harun as a form of saying that in some situations you have to give up the da'wah, and in this situation they gave it up. In a situation that was shirk.
يجوز. تبي تترجم السؤال لي؟
ليش راح يترجم؟ Translate the question to him.
خلاص يعني
أنا فهمت بس أساس يكون أوضح يعني.
يقول بعض الناس يحتجوا بقصة موسى وهارون على يعني ترك الدعوة أحيانا.
هارون عليه الصلاة والسلام ترك الدعوة ليس لأجل اجتماعهم فقط، وإنما خوفا على نفسه. قال يا ابن أم لا تأخذ بلحيتي ولا برأسي إن القوم استضعفوني وكادوا يقتلونني. فيجوز للإنسان أن يترك بعض الدعوة حفاظا على نفسه
So the Sheikh, he said, Hafidhullah, that the story of Musa and Harun is that Harun, he didn't leave off calling the people out of a form of unifying them, but out of a form that he was, that out of a form of protecting himself and out of the fear of his own self. And he mentioned the verse that supported that. And he said, so he didn't do it except that. So it's okay for a person to leave off something as a way of protecting themselves.
وأيضا هارون عليه الصلاة والسلام إنما تركهم خوفا على نفسه، وأيضا خوفا من أن يكون قيامه بقتال من خالف أن يكون ذلك سبب للقتال بين بني إسرائيل.
And also, in addition to him, Harun alayhi salatu wasalam, leaving off fighting them as a way of protecting himself and out of fear for himself, he did it also as he left it off, that call, also out of fear that they would lead to fighting between the children of Israel.
ولم يؤمر هارون بقتل المخالفين له بعد.
And Harun was not commanded to fight against those who differed.
ثم هو نبي لا يفعل شيئا إلا بالوحي، فلما لم ينزل عليه الوحي انتظر أن يأتي موسى لعل أن يكون معه وحي.
And then in addition to that, he is a prophet, and they don't do anything without divine revelation. And so since no divine revelation came to him, he waited until some divine revelation came, or Musa came back with that divine revelation.
وهذا واضح في قوله تعالى إني خشيت أن تقول فرقت بين بني إسرائيل، يعني بدون نص وبدون دليل من الله، ولم ترقب قولي، لماذا لم تنتظر؟ نعم.
And he said that this is obvious in the statement that he mentioned in the Quran, that in this he mentioned the verse that supported, and he said that this is obvious in that fact that he didn't wait
قال إني خشيت أن تقول فرقت بين بني إسرائيل ولم ترقب قولي.
He said that when Musa came to him and he said that Harun said back to him, verily I was fearful that you would say you've separated between Bani Israel and you didn't wait for my statement. He's saying that this shows obviously that what he was talking about, that it would have been taken as he separated between the children of Israel. He didn't, without any text or without any legislation, and he didn't wait for Musa's statement to come back from him, Musa's command to come to him.
Inshallah واضح الجواب. نعم.
In connection to what he said about bringing the hearts together and for the sake of da'wah and stuff like this, is it permissible for some people they sit with Jama'at al-Tabligh and listen to them read or the bayan, and some people even go out with them saying that this is in order to unite the hearts and the da'wah?
يقول السائل، يقول هل بناء على ما تقول لنا في اجتماع القلوب وتأليف القلوب، هل بعض الناس أحيانا يجلس مع جماعة التبليغ ويستمع إلى بياناتهم ويخرج معهم أحيانا كذلك، فهل هذا من هذا الباب وهل يجوز لنا أن نفعل مثل هذا؟
ذكرت قبل أنه لا يجوز للإنسان أن يشارك في البدعة بحجة اجتماع الكلمة.
He said, I've previously mentioned that it's not permissible for a person to indulge in innovation with the claim of unification.
وبناء على هذا لا يجوز للإنسان أن يشارك مع الجماعات البدعية بحجة أنه يؤلف قلوبهم.
And so based on this, it's not permissible for a person to participate with the innovated groups with the claim that he's trying to gather their hearts together.
لكن لو رأيت شخصا من جماعة التبليغ فأخذت بيده جانبا ودعوته، هذا هو المطلوب.
But if you saw a person that was from the Jamaat al-Tabligh and you took him by the hand and you called him directly, then this is what is requested.
أما أن تكثر سوادهم وأن تجتمع معهم فهذا لا يجوز.
But as far as you increasing their numbers and being a part of their group, then this is not permissible.
نعم يا هشام.
Barakallahu feek. Would you just give us advice, some brief advice to take back to our communities that we can encourage our people to unite on unity?
يقول بارك الله فيك يا شيخ، هل يمكن تنصحنا بنصيحة عامة حتى نرجع بها إلى أهلنا وننصحهم باجتماع؟
النصيحة العامة للجميع أنكم مهما تستطيعون تدعون الناس إلى كتاب الله وسنة رسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم بفهم السلف الصالح، وترك فهومات الناس اليوم واختلافاتهم وأحزابهم وجماعاتهم.
He said that the general advice that I could give you is that you, and the amount that you're able to do, is that you call the people to all come together to the book and the sunnah with the fahm of the Salaf al-Salih, and that they leave off the understandings of these new groups or parties and things of that nature.
وهذا أسهل للقبول عند الناس.
And this will be more easily accepted with the people.
لما تدعو إلى الإسلام مطلقا سيقول لك المدعو أي إسلام؟
Because when you call to Islam, generally speaking, the one that you calling, he will say, which Islam?
لكن لما تقول أنا أدعوك إلى الإسلام الذي كان عليه النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وأصحابه حينئذ يتوقف معك.
So, but when you say to him, I'm calling you to that Islam that the Prophet was upon, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and his companions, at that point he'll stand and take a pause with you.
وتقول له إن الأمور المحدثة ليست من الدين.
And you say to him that verily these newly invented affairs are not from the religion.
فحينئذ يقبل الحق.
So at this point in time he'll accept the truth.
تصور أن رجل يعبد الصنم، يعبد الصليب، يعبد النصارى أو البابا أو إلى آخره.
So he said, picture a person that's worshiping an idol, or he's worshiping a cross, or he's worshiping a Christian or the Pope, to the end of it.
فإذا جاءه مسلم يدعو الجيلاني والبدوي فهو يقول في نفسه ما الفرق بيني وبينه.
So he said, so when a Muslim comes to him and he's saying that he worships Jailani or whoever else, he'll say, what's the difference between this and that?
إذا جاءه مسلم ويقول إن من الدين الضرب يوم عاشوراء فيقول أي عقل هذا؟ لن يقبل هذا الدين.
So if a Muslim comes to him and says that verily from our religions that we beat ourselves on the 10th day of Muharram or Yom Ashura, he say, what kind of intelligence is this? This is not from the religion.
فعلى كل حال دعوة الناس إلى الدين الذي كان عليه النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم هو الذي يوصيكم به.
So he said in any situation then calling the people to the religion of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this is what I advise you with. لكن يا شيخ أظن أخطأت إذا يقصد
ترجمة؟
لا قصدت إلى جماعتنا الإسلامية قصد اجتماعاتنا الإسلامية حتى في تفرق كثير في أمريكا بيننا.
نعم، أوصيكم إذا أردتم أن تجتمعوا في الغرب أن تأخذوا بأقوال كبار العلماء الراسخين الذين شابت لحاهم في الدين من أمثال الشيخ ابن باز رحمه الله والألباني وابن عثيمين، هؤلاء الذين يشهد بإمامتهم كل صغير وكبير.
He says that if I advise you all in the West that if you wanted to be unified in the religion, that you all take with the statements of those scholars who are established, who their beards have become gray because of this knowledge, like the likes of Ibn Baz and Al-Albani and Uthaymin, the ones who have